What up, Space Fam? Goes in here from AnimeUproar, back at it again to discuss yet another Demon Slayer character. In my last video about how strong is Shinobu, I said I'd do another if we reached 5,500 likes on that one, and we're well over 8,200 likes right now, so here we are with a much requested video about Genya Shinazugawa, aka Wind Hashira Saneme's little brother, aka the 5th and last Slayer who passed the final selection exam with Tanjiro that I have yet to cover. As usual, to unlock the next How Strong Is Demon Slayer video, channel the Slayer within and smash that like button with no mercy. Remember that smashing that like button is Yorichi energy and passing is Muzan energy, so choose wisely. If we can hit 6,500 likes, I repeat 6,500 on this video, I'll get started on the next one ASAP. Just let me know who you want me to cover next, whether it's Upper Moon 2 or Upper Moon 1 or someone else entirely that I haven't covered yet. Or if you have another video you are burning up to see, let me know what it is in the comments. If you haven't yet, make this the video you subscribe, and this is crucial. Hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications or you will miss future Demon Slayer videos and updates. That's just the way it works. And while you wait for your requested video to drop, feel free to check out my huge and growing Demon Slayer playlist that includes videos on all the Demon Moons, all the Hashira, at least 18 other How Strong Is videos about Demon Slayer characters, and much more. Link to that is in the description. Now without further ado, let's jump into it, spoilers and all. Like his older brother, the 16-year-old Genya does not make a good first impression. The story focuses on him at first, along with Kanao and Zenitsu at the beginning of the final selection, foreshadowing his future importance. But like Zenitsu and Kanao, we can't really tell much about him from this first glance. So let's fast forward to the end of the final selection exam. He is by far the most irritated and rude graduate, albeit Inosuke wasn't present. Genya asks for his katana, and the Ubuyashiki sisters, Kiriya and Kanata, tell him and the others that they will first be provided with their core uniforms, and then they will each choose the ore for their future sword. It will take up to 2 weeks for their swords to be finished. The graduates are then given crows and a sparrow for Zenitsu, but the irritated and angry Genya shoos away his crow, repeating again that he doesn't care about crows, he wants his katana now. He wants the color changing Nichiren blade right now. He says this as he's pulling the hair of Kanata, who mind you is 5 years old, so Genya just seems like a horrible person here, and Tanjiro has to step in and break Genya's arm until he lets go. So now let's fast forward to chapter 105, where we'll start to see what Genya is truly capable of. In this chapter, Genya tells Tanjiro they are not friends because he broke his arm, but Tanjiro replies that was necessary. Genya was completely in the wrong for hitting a girl. Tanjiro is the guy trying to befriend him, while Genya is very standoffish and gets upset when Tanjiro uses his first name as if they were close. It is at this point that Tanjiro notices that one of Genya's front teeth that was missing no longer is missing. This is a clue as to Genya's true powers, which we are about to see soon. Genya joins Tanjiro in the fight against Upper Moon for Hantengu. It is at this point that we start to see just how unique Genya is compared to other Demon Slayers, besides being able to regrow teeth. Despite his eagerness to get a katana, he actually pulls out a double-barreled shotgun at first and fires it at the Upper Moon 4 clones. The shotgun bullets actually help decapitate 2 of them, but unfortunately that's not enough to defeat these clones. Tanjiro does smell the gun and bullets and notices they smell like a Nichiren blade, and that's because they're made of the same material as the blades, meaning Genya can kill normal demons without using a blade. He just has to shoot their head off, which is pretty unique and cool. He does have a short Nichiren blade though, and he pulls it out to try to finish one of the clones. But as Tanjiro points out, every time you cut one of the clones, they just divide. With these demon clones, their heads are not their weak spots. Genya then gets impaled, and it's definitely a wound that might have spelled the end for another Slayer, but not for Genya. In fact, Genya grabs hold of the spear so the Upper Moon 4 clone can't pull it out and then shoots it in the head, blowing it off. Very cool move from Genya, I must say. Against a normal demon, Genya would have won long ago, but these clones make up Upper Moon 4 after all, so they regenerate without issue. As one clone named Aizetsu pulls the spear out, they are surprised to see Genya quickly move behind him, and as he's about to slice off the head again with his short katana, saying he'll cut off the head as many times as it takes, he gets electrocuted by another clone called Sekido. Sekido is shocked, pun initially unintended but appreciated, by the fact that Genya isn't dying after he received so many killing blows. Aizetsu also asks Genya how he's still alive and what is he, but Genya simply stares him down, introducing himself as Genya Shinazugawa, the man who's going to kill him. He stands there looking crazy with a shotgun in one hand and a katana in the other. It really doesn't get much cooler than this. Later, Tanjiro sees Genya looking absolutely demonic with fangs, black eyes, and the works. Additionally, he's unharmed, having recovered from all those fatal injuries. He's managed to pin Aizetsu's body to a tree using his own spear, and now he's just holding his detached head. He then grabs Tanjiro by the throat, insisting that he, Genya, is going to be the one to slay the Upper Moon. He wants to do so and become a Hashira. He thinks Tanjiro will try to compete with him or something like that, but Tanjiro is totally cool with it and even says he and Nezuko will support him in his goal with all their strength. Once again, Tanjiro's insane level of kindness leaves yet another angry person dumbfounded. With Tanjiro and Nezuko's help, eventually Genya runs into the small real body of Upper Moon 4, but can't cut through or shoot through its finger-sized neck. Another clone comes from behind and it looks like Genya's neck, which can't heal back, is about to get destroyed. We finally get a sort of light flashing before his eyes / flashback moment where it's revealed that he was so angry and wanted to become a Hashira so badly because he desperately wanted Sanemi to respect him. We find out that Genya's mom was especially small and their father was a big and terrible person. He would hit their mom and them, and despite her small size, their mother would always try to shield them from their father. Genya was actually glad when his father was stabbed and killed by a rival one day, saying he got what he deserved. He viewed his father like a monster and his mother like a hero. Like with Nezuko and Tanjiro, Genya and Sanemi had younger siblings that they looked after. One unfortunate day, their demonized mom came back and killed the younger siblings. Sanemi was the one who finally stopped her, and rather than thanking him for what must have been a ridiculously difficult and traumatizing thing to do, Genya cried, hugged his mother's dead body, and even called Sanemi a murderer. Later, he would realize that what he initially thought was a wolf that attacked them was actually his mother, and that Sanemi was only trying to protect him. As a result, he felt very guilty all this time and wanted to apologize to Sanemi. They promised to protect their family together, but all Genya did was blame Sanemi for doing the dirty work that had to be done. So now, back to the present, Genya is about to die, regretting the fact that he couldn't apologize or protect Sanemi like Sanemi always protected him. He thinks to himself that he doesn't have any talent, he can't use breathing, and he can't become a Hashira. That's another interesting detail about Genya. He was able to become this strong and get this far despite being the Breathless Demon Slayer. He wanted his brother to acknowledge his strength, but all he remembers is Sanemi telling him that scum like him can't be his brother, and that he wants Genya to quit the Demon Slayer Corps altogether. Tanjiro comes to the rescue, saves Genya, and motivates Genya to try again and become a Hashira. But Genya, touched by Tanjiro's kindness and no longer being the egoic, angry dude he usually was, actually saves Tanjiro by blocking a strong enemy attack that leaves Genya's own body riddled with lethal holes. And he tells Tanjiro that he can't take the Upper Moon's head, so Tanjiro will have to do it. However, Tanjiro doesn't succeed initially either, and Zohaku-ten, aka the Hatred clone, aka the most powerful clone, is summoned, formed by Sekido's absorption of Karaku, Aizetsu, and Urogi. Luckily for Genya, Tanjiro, and Nezuko, none of who are a match for the wood jutsu using Zohaku-ten at this point, Mitsuri the Love Hashira shows up and saves them. It is at this point that Genya starts biting through the wood that Zohaku-ten has used to trap Nezuko, Tanjiro, and himself. Tanjiro is shocked when he sees this, calling Genya's teeth incredibly strong. The narrator then tells us that by eating demon flesh, Genya gains the physical constitution of a demon. If he eats a strong demon, his strength and regeneration increase proportionally. It's a very unique and cool twist where Genya has the potential to get stronger in direct proportion to the strength of the demon he's fighting. We're told that his eating demon stuff was a last resort for Genya because he didn't have great physical ability and wasn't able to use breathing. It was his last chance for gaining the power necessary to become a Hashira. His personal special abilities include incredible jaw strength and special digestive organs that make this demonization possible. He's the only one in all of the Demon Slayer Corps currently with this talent. After consuming some of the wood jutsu, Genya becomes capable of ripping a tree out of the ground and throwing it at an enemy. Tanjiro, for his part, is shocked by this display of strength when he witnesses it. Genya is also strong enough to rip off the arms of Hantengu's giant resentment resentment clone when it appears. We see that there is a drawback to Genya's demon power-ups when we realize that Nezuko's flames will burn him too because of his partial demon flesh. So he has to retreat from Hantengu's burning body. So Tanjiro and Nezuko take over. Tanjiro ends up slicing the real body's head, but the price seems very high indeed when it appears like Nezuko will burn in the sun. Luckily, Nezuko becomes the first demon who can withstand the sun at this point and turns out to be fine. Tanjiro and Nezuko hug, and witnessing this, even the usually angry Genya can't help but crack a smile. Now let's fast forward to the Hashira training arc, where Genya and Sanemi have another conversation. Like before, Sanemi tells Genya that he doesn't have a little brother and Genya should give up. He even says that if Genya doesn't knock it off and quit playing at Demon Slayer, he'll straight up kill him. He keeps insulting him, saying that someone who can't even use breathing shouldn't call himself a swordsman. Genya tries to finally apologize, but Sanemi says he doesn't even care. Genya tries to defend himself by saying he fought so hard and even ate a demon, but this only angers Sanemi. It appears like Sanemi is about to poke Genya's eyes out before Tanjiro rescues him. Tanjiro is angry that Sanemi just tried to kill his little brother, but Sanemi says he'll just damage Genya beyond recovery unless he quits the Demon Slayer Corps right away. Tanjiro continues being the nice guy and points out that if not for Genya, they would have been defeated by the upper rank demon, meaning Hantengu. As Tanjiro spars with an angry Sanemi, Zenitsu helps get Genya out of there while remarking how his older brother is crazy. Instead of being grateful and understanding, Genya punches Zenitsu in the face, saying, "Don't insult my big brother." And all I can think is, oh man, poor Zenitsu, trying to do someone a favor and getting punched in the face. Now let's fast forward to Genya's most important fight, the fight against Upper Moon 1, Kokushibo, the strongest Upper Moon. Kokushibo is a whole other level of demon. He's the strongest demon after Muzan, and he was originally a skilled demon slayer, who used arguably the second strongest form of breathing after sun breathing, namely moon breathing. His demonization increased his powers, and his moon breathing was enhanced through his blood demon art. He's so strong that Muichiro, one of the most talented Hashira who beat an upper moon by himself, starts shaking and senses that his body doesn't want to fight for the first time in his life. After he takes out his blade and uses moon breathing, Kokushibo effortlessly cuts off Muichiro's arm and immobilizes him by pinning him to a beam. Keep in mind, he does this easily against one of the most talented Hashira who has awakened his Demon Slayer mark, which is like going Super Saiyan for Demon Slayers. It is at this point that Genya appears. In a matter of seconds, Kokushibo cuts off Genya's arms and then cuts his body in two, bisecting him. Kokushibo can tell immediately that Genya is the one who has been eating demons, and even mentions that over 300 years ago, there was another Demon Slayer like him. However, with that Demon Slayer, cutting him in half killed him, but Genya is still not dead. Just as Kokushibo is preparing to finish him off by cutting off his head, Big Bro Sanemi comes in and rescues his little brother at the last second. The fact that Sanemi saved him doesn't surprise Genya though, since Tanjiro previously told him that Sanemi, despite superficial appearances, doesn't have the faintest whiff of hate for Genya, and in fact, loves him as much as ever. Man, the things Tanjiro can smell, absolutely amazing. Finally, Sanemi explains that he wanted Genya to have a house somewhere and raise a family and grow old. That's why he wanted him to quit the Demon Slayer Corps. He wanted this happy, peaceful future for Genya, and he would have made sure a demon never got near him. And suddenly, the feels start rushing in for Genya and us as we all start to cry. If you hated Sanemi before, it's hard to keep doing so after this moment. Sanemi goes on to occupy Kokushibo until Gyomei, the strongest Hashira, shows up. Then Sanemi and Gyomei start fighting Kokushibo together. Gyomei succeeds in breaking Kokushibo's sword, only for it to regenerate because it is made of his demon flesh. Muichiro, who is going to die soon, decides to join the battle too, but not before pushing Genya's body back together so he can regenerate and passing him some of Kokushibo's hair so Genya can eat it. After consuming the hair, Genya gets a huge boost and regenerates from being bisected with incredible speed. He also starts to hear Muzan's voice as well. While Demon Slayer Mark, Sanemi, Gyomei, and Muichiro fight Kokushibo, Genya remembers Tanjiro saying something very relevant to this moment. He said that the weakest person has the greatest potential. Since the opponent can only focus on a certain number of fighters, he focuses on the stronger fighters, and so there's an opening for the weakest to catch him off guard. So in a way, Genya being the weakest fighter present can actually turn into a strength. Genya resolves to do something Gyomei and eats the piece of Kokushibo's sword that Gyomei broke off so he can increase his power even more. Genya then manifests a Demon Slayer mark similar to Kokushibo's. He then recalls the plan he and Muichiro devised. Once Muichiro stops Kokushibo, Genya has to shoot without hesitation. Now that the time has come, Genya aims his gun, which is now surrounded by demon flesh and Kokushibo looking eyes. The implication is that the gun and bullets might be more accurate and more powerful now. And as he fires the demonized shotgun, we see that Genya can now control his bullets, like living things. Despite the fact that Kokushibo deflected them, they make their way into his body. Then Genya uses a blood demon art where the bullets sprout into trees, engulfing and trapping Kokushibo. This could be a throwback to Upper Moon 4's wood style jutsu, which is cool since it implies Genya can keep and adapt blood demon arts from demons he tasted long ago and combine different blood demon arts together to form unique attacks like this one. Despite temporarily trapping Kokushibo and sending him into a flashback, Kokushibo ends up sprouting blades from all over his body. The blades are accompanied by air slashes that free him from the roots and hurt the Slayers, bisecting Genya vertically this time. Muichiro's blade turns red and Sanemi and Gyomei keep pressuring Kokushibo. So Genya, again, though badly hurt, sees this as an opportunity to attack again because there are still flesh bullets inside Kokushibo. He makes another root sprout from Kokushibo's body and Kokushibo realizes he can't use his technique when he tries to. The tree in his back is sucking up his blood and growing from it. So as a result, he's probably lacking the blood necessary to use his OP blood demon art. And his body is also seizing up due to the intense pain of Muichiro's red blade. The bullets and red blade make it possible for Gyomei to drop his Nichirin spike ball on Kokushibo's head. Then Sanemi comes in to complete the 4-member combo attack and hits down on Gyomei's spiked ball. Both weapons turn red like Muichiro's, meaning they're super effective against demons, and Kokushibo's head finally comes off. It seems like it's finally over, but Kokushibo actually starts regenerating his head, and if he succeeded in doing so, they would be unable to kill him with Nichirin weapons. The sun would be the only way to stop him, and since they're in a different dimension without the sun, he would be invincible for all intents and purposes. Fortunately for us, the damage is great enough and Kokushibo's internal shame at what he's become is strong enough that he ultimately vanishes. As he's dying, Genya asks Gyomei to place his body next to Sanemi. He's glad he was able to help Sanemi and that his older brother survived the battle. Sanemi wakes up shocked to see his little brother's body crumbling away like that of a demon's. Genya finally goes all out with the apologies for what he said after Sanemi killed their demonized mother and for always causing trouble. At this point, the ultimate bad boy Sanemi is crying along with Genya, begging him not to die. It's legit one of the saddest moments in the series as Genya disappears while telling Sanemi that he wants him to be happy because his older brother is the nicest person in the world. Who would have thought that we'd ever view, or anyone would ever view, the guy who ruthlessly stabbed our precious Nezuko in the beginning as a nice guy? And even if nice is pushing it a bit, you can't help but feel for Sanemi as he cries uncontrollably, struggling with the loss of the most important person in this world for him. And what's even sadder is that Sanemi doesn't even have time to mourn, as Gyomei tells him to raise his head. This isn't over until they defeat Muzan. But wow, this was one of the best fights in Demon Slayer and showed just how powerful and useful Genya could be. Demon Slayer as a series often focuses on the importance of the Demon Slayers all doing their part to defeat the overpowered demon moons. But still, it's worth mentioning that without Genya, they would not have been able to win, and both Gyomei and Sanemi would have died. Genya proved to be insanely powerful, especially when you consider the fact that he couldn't even learn any breath style. His power to demonize after eating demon flesh was interesting and pretty OP. It allowed him to survive from attacks that only demons would be able to regenerate from, like being cut in two. Furthermore, after eating Kokushibo's flesh, he could somehow combine all of his powers to create a blood demon art that allowed him to telepathically control bullets and to have those bullets then sprout into trees once they've invaded the demon's body. As if that wasn't powerful enough, the roots would suck demon blood and thus take away a demon's ability to use their blood demon art effectively. It should also be noted that if Genya didn't lose his life in this fight, he might have had a chance to consume Muzan's flesh or even Demon King Tanjiro's flesh, and who knows how strong he might have become then. Either way, you can't deny that he played an invaluable role in the fight against one of the strongest demons, proving that he definitely had more than what it takes to be a demon slayer and perhaps even to be a Hashira. But let me know what you think about this in the comments. Would a telepathic tree bullets Genya be Hashira level, or would he at least be able to become Hashira level level after absorbing some Muzan flesh. From my perspective, the argument can definitely be made that telepathic tree bullets Genya would have performed better than Tengen Uzui against Upper Moon 6 Daki and Gyutaro, especially if we consider his ability to take away Blood Demon arts. But that is it for this one. The Breathless Demon Slayer, who arguably earned the title of Hashira level, and official Hashira or not, played a crucial role in beating the strongest Upper Moon alongside 3 of the most talented Hashira in the game. If you did enjoy this video, take a second now and make sure to smash that like button to let me know. And if this video hits 6,500 likes, I repeat 6,500, I'll get started on the next How Strong Is video. Remember that smashing that like button is Yorichi energy and passing is Muzan energy, so choose wisely and let me know what character you'd like to see covered for the next video. Upper Moon 1, Upper Moon 2, or another character that I've yet to cover. If you haven't yet and you love Demon Slayer, make this the video you subscribe, and this is crucial. Hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications or you will miss future Demon Slayer videos and updates. That's just the way it works. And after you're subscribed and you're just waiting for your requested video to drop, feel free to check out my huge and growing Demon Slayer playlist that includes videos on all the Demon Moons, all the Hashira, at least 18 other How Strong Is videos about Demon Slayer characters, and much more. Link to that is in the description. And I especially want to thank the patron squad over on Patreon and here on YouTube who help make videos like this one possible. First and foremost, I want to thank the patron of legend, the one acknowledged by Lord Twigo himself, Alpha Sigma, and other 1-tier patrons, the ones who stand on top all clans: Ingrata, Aljatal, Pate Hefa, the red-haired fox, Hinokami and Water, the Toasted Chi, Corey McGowan, The Spike, Dylan Isidore, Spidey Life Tanel, Tungsten Tarkus, Baked Buddhist, Monkey D. Quilly, Cody Hebert, and Jeremy Cummings. And our Pro Hero tier patrons, the one and only Gilgamesh, Steelers, Angel Cruz, Very Gucci, Alicia Actor, Bonnie Parks, Joanne Garcia, Fatboy Games, Kaido Might Be a Duck, Jessica Rabbit, and Jeremy Phillips. Thank you all so much. If you're also a fan who enjoys our work, you can directly support more of it by going over to patreon.com/AnimeUproar and becoming a patron today for as little as $1. If you do so, you'll get your name featured in future videos alongside these amazing people right here, and you'll even get access to our private patron-only Discord where we talk about anime life and of course the dank memes. So check out patreon.com/AnimeUproar, link in the description if you're interested. You can also join the YouTube channel by clicking that blue join button next to the subscribe button that you've hopefully already destroyed. So yeah, you can support more content that way if you prefer. Whichever way you choose to support us, you can get the same great benefits. Thanks again, and until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.